Okay, I think we might be live now. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. No idea what happened, but we were also unable to see video for other streamers, so that was bizarre. This is going to be a multi-parter when we eventually get it back up on the YouTube channel, it would seem. I don't know, right. Because I don't remember what we were doing here. We're just kind of doing like overlapping interlocking circle thingies here. Just kind of a messy bit in there. Let's see. We can pick back up where we left off. All right. So in here, I'm going to do some thicker blocks of color, like of the black color. See what we can do there, and then I guess here. See if we can fill that in. Oh, but that gives us weirdness there. Okay, well, how about we just extend that then? Yeah, that's fine. See, that'll do. Although it looks like I've got a weird little section here. So maybe I can try to fill that in. All right. So let's see. How do we want to do this? Let's take you up this way. I will say, even in that fiasco of the stream getting knocked offline, I still had people trying to post those icky websites in the chat. I was like, really? We're gonna do this? Even when I'm technically not live? Like, alright then. Like, I'm sitting here, so I'm gonna ban you while I'm trying to figure out what the heck's going on. Like, husband even restarted our router. So that was definitely strange. I do apologize for the interruption. Tech demons happen sometimes, though. Okay. That is that one. I think I kind of want to do that there. And I kind of want to bring some lines down in through here. And they are going to be oh so crooked, but you know what? It's a doodle. It's okay. Alright, so we got some liney guys there. And this guy here. Perhaps we can do some like sketchy lines. In through here. Just to see what we got happening. Of course, I'm making a mess of that. Excuse me. Alright, so just some real quick thin lines in here. Just to kind of shade this guy in a little bit. But still let us see some of our color through there. Alright, this guy. Let's see what we can do with him. Alright, so we can fill this middle piece here. As best as we can. Cats being cats. Well, the one cat being pissy as she does. There's only one of the cats in this house that she somewhat tolerates. And I totally messed that line up. But that's okay, because we're not trying to be too super fancy. We can kind of have that melt into the other one. Like, that's fine. Like, it'll be okay. This top piece, I'm gonna try to fill in here, if the pen lets us. Because this little guy, I don't know if the nib just keeps drying out. Which, you know, that could be the case. It's just a little guy. And we are on watercolor paper, so could just be getting thirstier than the little tiny nib can handle. So we've got our two end pieces kind of sketched in here. And if you wanted a more solid fill, then by all means, go ahead. Yeah. What do I want to do here? Maybe we'll do that. And we'll just do some liney guys. In here, kind of going opposite direction, maybe. Just kind of wherever it seems to take us. Because why not? And then I need a few more liney guys there. All right, I want to work on this side over here. So I'm gonna fill in this edge. I just didn't want to have wet ink with my arm in it. That's why I'm kind of just working on the edge in chunks here. Just to kind of see how we do. I did find another game. I almost bought it, and then somehow, some way, the husband ended up with it in his library. I guess he got it as part of a bundle and didn't realize it. We're still not quite sure how he ended up with it. But I'm kind of glad I didn't buy it yet. While it was still on sale, I was looking at it and I was like, you know, that might be worth a try for under 10 bucks. But it was already in his library and I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, well, maybe we will check this out then. Don't know if we're gonna stream it or if I'm gonna strictly keep it for the YouTube channel. Because we wrapped up Bear and Breakfast. The as of now final episode of it hasn't gone live yet. I switched the video upload to every other day over there since some videos weren't really getting many views. I was like, well, let's try this. Maybe I'm just putting up too many too quickly. Since we do the long form content over there. I'm not sure if it's really making a difference or not. It might just be all at the mercy of the YouTube algorithm over there. But when I was only doing 2 bear and breakfast videos at a time, then I was running out of content going up, and I was having a day or a couple of days without something. And I know we're gonna have that come up again eventually. And that's okay. Like, that's gonna happen. So I do have to make sure I get some stuff recorded and edited for while we are away. I don't know if I will be done editing these speed felts by then. I hope I'm done the one I'm working on by then. It better be. Although I haven't gotten very far in the past couple of days. I got like 10 minutes of video edited last night. I was like, what the heck? I got distracted doing something else. Surprise. My goodness, this dog snores so loud. She sounds like a people snoring. Alright, so we'll get the last bit of our border filled in here. I usually leave the borders white, but the tape had ripped the paper pretty badly. Like pretty deep into the design, and I was like, well, we can try to salvage it with some white acrylic paint, or we can just do a black border. I don't really do the black borders very often on these. I think this might be the first one I've done of this with a black border. So, I mean, it's interesting to see how it goes. It definitely makes the whole thing feel quite a bit moodier. Not necessarily a bad thing, but it does give it a different sort of feel here. Alright, so this guy, my hand gets all sorts of weeble wobbly in there. Because of course it does. That's what my hand does. Right, I'm just going to try to do some little archy kind of lines in here. I don't know what we're doing next. As far as painting goes, I'm going to have to look at my photos. See what I got going on. I think I just knocked a binder clip off my desk. That's what it kind of sounded like. I don't know what I want to really work on just yet. Kind of want to pull out the gouache. But we could also do some acrylic. I have to take a peek at what my reference photos. See if we got something we can do on one of our small canvasy guys. Alright, so there's that on that side. This side. Kind of pull up this way. Just kind of trying to make our little tiny little Archie guys. Down in through here. See how that goes. So that's one. May have did that slightly wrong, but that's okay. That is a-okay. Okay, so let's see. How about in here? Kind of add another set. And then to here. And I keep this little party train going. Kind of up to here. And I think we might leave the larger wedges of color exposed on that one. For now, just to see how we feel about it. There's nothing wrong with that. Alright, so this guy. What are we gonna do with you? Line there. I guess a line here. I think I want to fill you in. With some bitty bits of color. You know, if the pen will cooperate. Which seems to be a questionable task at the moment. And then this corner over here will get filled in here. Well, we're gonna try to fill it in. If I have to switch pens, then I have to switch pens. Alright, let's let that one have a think, I guess, about what it wants to do. Okay. So why don't we just go with some wavy lines? Some little essy curves. In between. Alright, so we got that there. This guy. Let's get some sketchy shaded lines in through here. See if we can hold on to some larger chunks of color. At least a little bit. Alrighty. And then maybe in here we'll do another sketchy bit. Okay. So up in here. See about getting a little guy filled into here. Just kind of following the edge of our shape. All right, so how about here? We've got circles coming that way. What if we do some square guys? In through here. Like, why not? There's some little rectangle-y guys. Okay. Now, just kind of real carefully try to fill in around my squares here. Maybe easier said than done. Oh, that's going to be like a whole section of black, though. Maybe we can go like... Nope, we're just going to fill it in black. That's fine. Kind of trying to make it look like the other side, and then I realized, wait, I had lines separating. And I wasn't fully paying attention. But you know what? This one's a little different anyway, because it's squares. And not circles. These pens really don't like to color in. Alright. I kind of lost track of time trying to figure out what the heck was going on, if it was something on our end or not. It might have been 50-50 at first. Because my mom's TV was also not acting right. But I guess we will never really know. Alright, and we'll get this guy. Okay, well, I mean, that's a little different, so. That's fine. Alright. So over here. How about we get our pen to work? Come on, pen. You can do it. Maybe you can't do it. Hello, Mr. Pen? Oh, it may have finally given up. Come on, Mr. Pen. I don't necessarily want to switch to a Sharpie. I mean, we'll just go up in size on these guys if it comes to it. So I don't know if the black is the same shade of black. Nope. That one's like screaming uncle, I guess. At least for now. I'm just gonna kind of try to do some thin, sketchy lines in there. Alright, so for this guy, kind of want to follow the curve a bit here. Okay. So we could do a sketchy line. Up and through here. Oh, that kind of connects to that piece. I mean, I don't necessarily hate that. I'm not sure I'm in love with it, but kind of is the way it's gonna be, I suppose. It's not terrible. Alright. So, this guy. Okay. How about we grab our brushy nib since we got the outside edge done. I'm a little bit more at ease using him in the middle, I just didn't want to run out for the edge. Because that would have been slightly problematic. To say the least. All right. Let's see here. How about we make some circles. Of varying sizes. In through here. And we can try to fill that in. Perhaps. Carefully. Just so we don't get too carried away. Okay, I wasn't sure if I had a fuzz stuck on the end of that or if that was just the end of the tip on this thing getting a little worn. Okay, kind of needed another one in there. Kind of missed a spot. Was going to be a little too much dead space there. All right. So I'm trying to be careful because this is a brush tip and I don't want to get too carried away and accidentally fill in more than I really wanted to. That would be a little bit difficult to fix. To say the least. Okay. No. this guy. I kind of want to just do some lines in here. Just kind of fill in the space up for the most part. See if we can figure out a pattern here that we're happy with. Although I suppose we could just stick with it on this side, coming this way. And then we can do a different pattern setup. On the other side, maybe. Or we can just like darken up the edge in between the two. To just kind of give it a little bit of separation. Okay. Let me grab Mr. Brushy Nib here. And see about adding a bit more of an edge here. Right, like we might as well. All right. Again, I'm just trying to do just a little bit at a time here. So I don't want to get carried away. Although if we do get carried away, then I guess we were kind of meant to, maybe. I don't know. Oh, this one I might bring all the way. You know, maybe we just darken this whole thing up and we just leave it open. That is also an option. It can work there. Of course, I've got this little section in here. That didn't really get too much say in the matter. But maybe we can do something over in here too. Just a little bit of line action happening there, so it looks like it kind of belongs. All right, this side. How do I want to deal with you? Honestly, I kind of want to follow your shape around. Kind of chunky like. I mean, it could be chunkier, but that is okay. How about in here? We add some little it's hard to add these tiny lines in when we're using the bigger nib here. I will say that. All right, that's not so bad. Okay, now I'm gonna have this guy. And I think I might just kind of darken up your edges. Just a little bit. And then maybe we just kind of go like that there. getting trickier to decide what to pop in here. Have you decided to rejoin us yet?
Mm.
Oh, nothing. This one pen, I think, is definitely... I thought I had given up before, but then we managed to bring it back. Oh, wait, maybe? Maybe? I will say, I think I've had something similar happen when I've used Sharpie, the fine point Sharpies before. Is it just a glimmer of hope? Or are you still being... super, super fussy? You're kind of half-heartedly cooperating. Like you kind of want to, but you're still not real sure about it. Okay. Alright, so that one can kind of fill in there. And this one. Looks like we've coaxed it back into cooperating for now. Say for now. Okay. So then this guy. I can kind of fill you in. In some spots here. Possibly. Okay. Kind of. I mean, it could be a little better. Could be a lot worse, too. And this is just a doodly guy, so we're just kind of making it up as we go. So we will get this filled into here. Oh, hello. Thank you. Sorry, didn't see the message. My chat thingy didn't catch my eye right away. Sorry about that. Hope you're having a good day. And we're just kind of figuring out what we want to do with it. So do you do art as well, or just like to see what people make? Nope, can't art. Can't art at all? Not even like finger painting? Moving some paint around on a piece of paper? Still counts as art. It might look messy, but it would still be art. You can draw stick figures. Hey, you know what? As far as people goes, that's what I do too, most of the time. Can't draw people to save my life. On a good day. Yeah, no, I can't do people. People are terrible for me. They never look right, so if I have to draw a person, it's like stick figure. That's what it's gonna be. In fact, you know what we will do? We will put some stick figures in here with a top hat. So the base was watercolor that we just kind of slapped on there. It's just a piece of cold pressed watercolor paper. We got the whole piece of paper saturated with water. And then I took some watercolor that was really also saturated and just kind of grabbed some paint on the brush and we just kind of flung it in here. And went for it just to see what we could come up with. And then after that, after the paint dried, we have come in now with some ink pens. I had to wait till we were done with the watercolor because these pens are not waterproof. They are water resistant, not waterproof. So if I had used these and then did the water, it would have bled everywhere and it would have been a big muddy mess. But so this is just kind of doodling on top of the watercolor splotchiness that we did. So is this all from your mind or do you have... Nope, we're just making this up as we go. 100%. I don't know what I'm doing. We're just dropping lines in and we're just making it all up. Totally free-forming it. Because why not? Sometimes you just need to take a break and just kind of go for it. grab my thicker pen here. And sometimes I actually have more trouble doing the free form because I'm like, what do I want to put here? I'm like, I don't know. That's why there's a lot of repetitive stuff because I'm like, let's just do this. This feels fine. So, in honor of you, we've got some stick figures in here. Why not? Why not? Stick figures with top hats. That seemed like a good place for them. It was big enough. Can't really see the one little guy there, but that's okay. We'll just kind of darken up your edges a little bit. Get a little bit easier to see you once we work on the other surrounding parts. Why not? Why not? Alright, what do I want to do here? I don't know what I want to do here. Got a lot of stuff going like that way. Can either go this way, or we can go straight up and down. Or we could go this way, kind of intersecting it. Let's go this way. But no, we are clearly just kind of, I don't know. We're doing something. We're making a mess is what we're doing. We're making a mess of a doodle. Because we can. I don't know what we're going to do next week. We might pull out the gouache. We might pull out the acrylic paint. I got a bunch of little canvas guys to use. I still have some blown up mandala stencil designs that we haven't done yet. We could do another one of those. But we did just do one of those, so I don't know yet. And we do have the making of this piece archived on the YouTube channel. Same name as here. I think last week's video where we started to put the line work in is going up tonight. I think at 7 p.m. Central is when that should be going live. But we try to get most of the live streams archived over there. And we've got different playlists. We've got needle felting playlists. We've got painting playlists. Although the tissue paper art I have on the painting playlist. I really should make a separate one and move that over. But that requires time to actually sit down and do that. Let's see. So I hope you are doing well and that your day is going well. Let's see if this pen still wants to cooperate here. This one's been giving me some trouble. I think I prefer the Sharpie fine points and the microns to these, but these were on sale and I wanted to try them. just to see how they were. Okay. So you're doing good. That's good. That's good. We're doing okay. We're doing better now that the internet has decided to cooperate. It was either the internet or Twitch. I don't know who was not being cooperative, but one of them, or possibly both. They kicked us out of stream for a little bit. I was beginning to think we weren't going to get back in, and I was going to have to record the rest of what we were doing today. But it decided to cooperate, so that's good. Can't remember if I've got the oil painting on a separate playlist. I haven't done any oil painting recently. I'm not that good with the oil painting. And I know the answer to that is to practice with it, but it's also a huge mess to clean up. At times. But we're doing okay. We could be worse. Alright, so I might have to try to squeeze one more in here. Just so I can have that in there to end that row on. Alright. And then we'll do this. Kind of mimic one of the ones I've got going on in the upper corner there. I did make the watercolor a little darker than I should have. I actually thought I had made it muddy when I was looking at the colors drying, because they kind of puddled in the middle. I was like, oh, oops. We got a little carried away. I was worried it was just going to be this like big brown section where all the orange is sitting, but the orange ended up being pretty bright in the end, so that was a good surprise. What wasn't a good surprise was that the tape I originally used to hold it down let go the second it got saturated. I was like, what is this? Why? So that wasn't real fun, but that's how we ended up with a thick black border. Because I had to put a different bit of tape on there to try to hold everything down after it dried. And then when I pulled that tape up, I didn't heat it up first, and it kind of tried to rip everything. I could have fixed it with some white acrylic paint, probably. Or maybe some white gesso. But I took it as an opportunity to put the black border on. Are you a self-taught artist or did you go to art school? No, we can't afford art school up in here. So we We just kind of figured it out. We just kind of did our own thing. I've always kind of messed around with acrylic paints. Tried to watch some tutorials when I got super stuck on how to approach something. I was originally thinking maybe art school, but then like that happened for maybe a brief second. And my high school art teacher kind of squashed any hopes of that because she hated everything I did. I couldn't do anything the way she wanted me to do it. So it made me kind of feel like, well, this is a hopeless endeavor. The only thing I ever did in that class that she even remotely got excited about or liked was this kind of stuff. We had to do, I think it was a sketchbook exercise or something, and she saw how I did it, and that's the only thing that she ever got excited about. She was like, that is good. And I'm like, huh? She goes, you should work more on that. And I'm like, okay. Which seemed weird coming from her because everything else I did she hated. But I've done a few of these. I've got another one that I did. I like the other one better. It's a bit brighter though. It's not as dark. That one has a white border on it. That one I've done a couple commission. I did a commission piece for somebody for a Christmas gift a couple times. Let me see here. Where is it? My folder of stuff. That was the crab. So this is the other one I've done. That one I think I did with either a Sharpie or a micron. I think I did that one with Sharpie. But I also had my watercolors a bit brighter and not as dark. But I like how this one came out better than this one's coming out. But it's also different pens. Different pens have different feels to them. Stick that one back in my folder here. No, you need to go back in the folder. Thank you. And then, I've got other stuff that I painted. This one was acrylic on canvas pad, and it is cracked. That's wonderful. But, that one actually didn't come out too bad. Pop you into, I'm not sure what, that might have been the Arteza acrylic paint, looking at that. And then I've got some stuff I've done in gouache, like we followed some Bob Ross stuff with oils and acrylics. And then I've done some gouache, like this guy's all in gouache. We did some flamingos, and I think I had a can't remember if that was, I think that was a stencil or part of another stencil that I pulled from, that I kind of put those guys in there and just kind of painted around them. But I've also followed along with Bob Ross with gouache, where I was making like little tiny, what size are these? I don't know, I think they're 5x5 or 4x4, something like that. I think these were following along with his first season from Joy of Painting. This one just went terribly wrong. when I started to put the sun in, I had did the sky too dark. And so when I put the sun in, it kind of turned like a greenish yellow. So then it kind of looked like a moon rising. So I was like, okay, it's nighttime now. So, but it's very hard to follow him in gouache, I must say. But I really like how this one came out. This one came out a lot better than I expected it to. I was very unsure of doing that one. But we've done a fair bit on here. I've got a needle felting series right now that we're doing where we're making magnets while following Bob Ross's Joy of Painting tutorials, which is interesting. Sometimes they come out okay, and sometimes it's a hot disaster, but I think so far there's only really one that I would consider a hot disaster from the season that we're working on with me trying to follow along. Like, I'm not even sure what happened on that one. I guess I just wasn't feeling it. Or I was just struggling with that particular follow along. But I've done a few different things here. I enjoy a good Bob Ross painting. Nothing wrong with that. Alright, so this guy, let's do this way with my shaky hands here. Nisi, I can't draw a straight line even with a ruler. And I wish I was joking. I had to get a T-square to even attempt to get straight lines at times. Alright, so what do we want to do here? Guess we'll take this pen as far as it's willing to go for us here today. I would have just switched pens, but I really wanted to give these a fair shake. We also just recently did a mandala. I had some mandala stencils. So I took one of those guys and had the husband help me enlarge it a little bit because it was like a little 3-inch stencil, I think. And we enlarged it to fit it on a canvas. I think it was an 8x8 canvas, if I'm not mistaken. And we painted that guy up, and then I modified the stencil a little bit. So we added some dot art to it as well. That's what we finished up before we started working on this guy. Oh, come on, pen. I don't want to swap pens at this very moment. Let me at least finish this row, if you would please. But we followed along with Bob Ross needle felting one season, making 8x10 sized pieces. And now we're working on magnets that are about 3 inches in size. And tomorrow we'll be starting magnet number 8. And I wasn't even sure the magnets were going to work. That I kind of... Oh, are you leaking? Oh, you're getting a little messy there. Why are you getting messy? You shouldn't be. Like, I kind of hoped they would, but I wasn't sure how I was going to attach them to the magnet piece itself, so that was a bit of an experimental challenge where I got these little 3-inch wooden squares. And just these thin little unfinished guys. And then I picked up some drink stirring sticks that were flat, that were also just unfinished wood. And I was like, okay, so maybe we can like make a little mini picture frame. And figuring out the frame took a little bit of brainstorming. You can definitely tell they're handmade though. They definitely have imperfections. And each one's just slightly different from itself, from each other. Alright, I think we need to go back to the 2-point friend here. Since the other one's being a little fussy. I mean, I don't blame it. We've definitely put that pen through its paces. But I've also taken coloring books, like the adult coloring books, and enlarged some of those designs and transferred that onto canvas. And then kind of added a background to it. That kind of was like mosaic tile-y. We haven't done too many of the doodly things though on the channel. Do I want to... Let's have a think here. Alright, how about we do some sketchy lines going this way. So it's okay if they're not completely solid all the way across. So that's okay. That will also let us see some of the color underneath here. At least these ones don't smell like the Sharpies do. That Sharpie smell can get a little obnoxious after a little bit. Gosh, how many brain cells have I lost to Sharpie smell? Probably far too many. More than likely. That's not bad. We can still kind of see some of our color peeking through. That works. The bots are having a field day. Moobot has joined the chat. Well, technically Moobot was here. Alright, now. What do we want to do here? So this guy's going this way. This guy's kind of going that way. Maybe we go this way. Just to try to break it up just a little bit. Sorry, I was looking at some of the other stuff. The other patterns I've done, just trying to see what I want to do here. So maybe we do some liney guys in here. So if I do a liney guy in here, we skip that one. So then that would be a skip, and this would be a line guy. Oh, but then I've got this problem again. All right. Well, you know what? We can do maybe that. And we can add some dotty friends in there. And for good measure, we can add some more dotty friends in there. All right, now. Think see if I can clean that up a little bit there. I've already got ink on me, so I don't know if it really matters, but you're a very dark space, so how about we just fill you in, and you can join the friend next to you there. I think I want to fill this guy in here, right? I feel kind of bad because we've got more solid sections filled in on this side than I do the other side. It's not quite super balanced, but that's okay. How about up here? Well, this one's struggling. Don't give up on me now, friend. You can do it. Nope, it doesn't want to. Alright. We'll go back to the slightly thicker one. Alright, and then that can go there. Okay. So let's see. I want to fill that in there. Now it won't look quite the same as the one down below. But that's okay. I don't have to look that similar. And the thicker edges on this piece will help break it up from the stuff around it. Just a bit. So let's see if we can pull this off here. Alright, so I'm just going to try to pop some lines in here. That may or may not be wobbly and potentially intersect each other. That's okay. It's a doodle. It's okay. I am my own worst enemy when it comes to how stuff looks. I am working on a large side project involving tissue paper and a 36 by 48 canvas. And I had a moment on Friday where I had hated what I had done all day on Friday with it, so I had to scrape it all off. and start over. Not the entire thing, just what I did that day. But I think I like the direction it's going in now. So the tissue paper project. Oh, my camera reset. Dang it. I forgot I had restarted my computer, so everything kind of... Oh. If you would, like, go into focus, that would be great. Let me see. I don't know that... Okay, oh, that's an old updated photo. Let's grab the... I don't think I have the most recent updated photo. I do, but I don't. So let's see. Let me grab it here. There it is. All right, so now come over here. This one. That's not what I told you to grab. You're like, not... You're not updating. Oh, yes, you are. I put you on the wrong photo. Haha. So, I ended up deciding to do colored bits of tissue paper on the water instead of a solid reflection. I'm just going to kind of have a shimmery reflection. But when I did my underpainting for it so I could kind of keep my thoughts straight, I color matched it a little too close to the tissue paper. So now you can't see the tissue paper that I did do. I did up in this... Oh, you're not seeing my mouse. I did this upper corner on the left, on the to the left side of the palm tree trunk. I didn't get very far on Saturday, but this is what I'm working on my non-stream days. And I've been posting updates to that on the Blue Sky account. Okay, so this guy, what do we want to do here? How about here we just do some more squiggly guys. We don't have enough messy squiggles. Just to kind of be messy. Okay. Now, what do we want to put here? Let's see, what would fit here? Let's go this way. Maybe we'll leave some chunky bits of color here. Kind of, sort of. Just to see how we feel about it. Do some thinner lines in here. All right, now what do I want to do with that? All right, we could do, maybe we color in where we overlap here. That might be interesting. Maybe not. But we'll see how we look here. Maybe we need to color in the end row. That might look a little better. Yeah, it looks a little better. Kinda. Is our internet still being weird? Keeps reconnecting me to the chat room. Or it's Twitch. Twitch has been a little twitchy today, it would seem. All right, I still need to go through so many photos from our trip from November. I just haven't had the time. Like, I want to post some of them, but oh, is this one giving up now too? This one's nib might have gotten a little dry. Have you decided to cooperate yet? For a minute, maybe? Or do I need to go? No, well, like, I don't want to rip my paper. I'm like starting to dig in with that. We have more pens. It's okay. I've got so many that I want to watermark before I post them. Because a couple of them came out surprisingly decent, where I took an accidental good photo that I was actually proud of. So I want to make sure I mark it. Okay. A lot of the time I'm just like stuck for what I want to do here. How about we follow you around for a little bit. And we'll see where things take us. Now, we might be going away in November. We don't know yet. Life got lifey. So that kind of depends on a few things. All right, so put that into there. We're gonna try to. We might have to go sooner than November also. We still have some family things afoot. So it depends on if my aunt and uncle can even host my mother. Sorry, it sounds like something odd is happening out on the front porch, and it distracted me. Because it sounded like a bunch of tin cans blowing around, but I don't see anything. It's like, why am I hearing that? The answer? I don't know why I'm hearing that. We have a bunch of wind chimes out there. But this was not that. Alright, so just kind of doing some circles and some dashes in between them on that one. Okay, this guy. This guy, let's kind of follow your curve on up to here. Because why not? Right? Okay. So this guy, gonna do some sketchy lines. Through part of these. You know, we can get some movement going with the lines going this direction. I might leave those spaces in between open, just so we can get some more of the color peeking through there. I mean, it does look similar to its neighbor, but not quite. Okay, this guy. All right. This guy, I think we'll keep up with our curve. Or try to. Alright, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So arches, skip, arches, skip, arches, skip. Oh, alright. Okay. So on this guy, how do I want to do this? How about we arch you this way? All right, and then you, I can bring some lines this way. And then try to arch you. Sometimes the archy thingies work, sometimes they don't. And then we'll do another bit of archy business here. Even if it doesn't really come across, we know we've kind of arched those lines a bit. These ones are straight. You can see a little difference in the patterns. Okay. All right. We're almost there. We just have to figure out what we're doing with these last couple of friends here. All right, so do a couple of wavy friends here. And maybe we go some little sketchy lines in between. And perhaps we leave the wavy sections open. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do I need to do anything?
Nope. Snuffles is circling.
Okay. So we'll do that there.
Wait.
She's good at that. one of the dogs. They just one of the doggos. Oh, I need to change how I'm sitting. Sitting in that position for too long. Okay. Where's my brush tip? Alright. So this guy. So the only thing I kind of pre-planned or tried to pre-plan was our shape spaces. I had a compass and a triangle, and we were just kind of just tracing shapes in. All right. And then we'll just kind of do some dotty eyes in there. All right. So this guy, let's take you this way. Do I need to hold her?
You're gonna have to come get her, yeah.
All right, give me 1 second. You guys will be right back. 1 second.
Sorry, she's... Oh.
All right, sorry about that. Doggos being doggos. Hence the be right back screen. Doggos happen. That and the husband's not feeling too great today, so. And while he was trying to get out the door with the other dog, doggo number 1 was trying to get out the door with them. We don't have a fenced in yard, so that's a bit of a problem. So I had to go grab doggo number 1. And while we were trying to get doggo number 1 away from the door, to keep her from running out of it and into traffic, she proceeded to redeposit all of the grass she ate outside on the carpet. So I'm like, oh, thank you. That's helpful. But what can you do? Not a whole lot. We were trying not to let her eat too much grass.
I don't know where she went.
You don't know where she went?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Did she go to your mom's room? She couldn't have gone too far. She's got to be in the house. Alright, so we will sketch this in. Did you find her?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry if there's a little bit of light reflecting off of this. It's a glass cutting board. I like to do the watercolor stuff on it, and the back side is smooth, the other side is textured. So it's just easier to use it as the base for our drawing here. I forgot that quick that I wanted to do thicker lines than sketchy lines. Like, more filled in. That quick. That's okay. We will do it that way. Gonna have to change pens again though. All right. See, that was kind of fun there. So how about we kind of bring that around the corner maybe. Okay, so this guy can be lines going this way. And then this one can be lines going this way. And so on and so on. Keeps reconnecting me to the chat, but we haven't dropped any frames that I can tell on OBS, so that's interesting. I think Twitch is just struggle bussing today I don't know what they're doing behind the scenes, but they're doing something that's making things not happy. Alright, we've got 1, 2, 3, we've got 4 sections left. What do we want to do? Alright, we haven't done our circles in a little bit. So let's just kind of fill this guy with some messy circles. Why not? Give it a little bit of texture. And through here. Try to keep those kind of like tight and compacted. Okay. Now, let's see. Next up. Let's get this guy popped into here. Maybe one here. All right. And maybe we split that there. Okay. So now, what do I want to put in here? How about we do it this way? We'll kind of pop you into here. It's been a little bit since we did one of you guys. All right, so then you can be this way. And you can kind of go this way. And you'll this way. We'll just kind of alternate our pattern. Back and forth here. Okay, so this one. Goes that way. This one can go this way. And then this guy. And then that guy. Okay. Put a line there. So you went that way to start. So I'm kind of alternating off of who started the row. And then just kind of going from there. Oh, that's one of my original pencil lines that I lost when we were trying to figure out where the shape sets were supposed to be. That's all right. We'll get these guys filled in and you won't even know it was there. All right, so that one went that way, so this one's gonna go this way. And we'll get that fussed into there. Okay, so we got that guy kind of hatched on in. All right, now we haven't had too many guys like going straight across over here. So let's pop those guys in. And I can fill in these lines. You know, when the pen lets us. Alrighty. And then we can do just some like little swirly guys. We should have done more swirly guys. I mean, we did circles, but we didn't really do too many swirly doos. All right. Now for our last piece here, let us kind of do a maze follow here. Or try to. Depending on how much my wobbliness lets us. Alrighty. And there we have it. So not bad, not bad. Little dark, little moody, but that's okay. Not everything needs to be all bright and cheery. So that didn't come out too bad. Ink all over my hands though. So tomorrow we'll be working on our 8th magnet. We'll be following along with Bob Ross's Joy of Painting tutorials from season 31. And we'll be on tutorial number 8 for that season, since this is our first round of working on the magnet friends. Next week, I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do yet. We might try to sketch something in on a canvas and whip out our acrylic paints and see what we can make happen there, and figure things out from there. So I will see everybody tomorrow for needle felting. Thank you for popping in and joining us while we wrapped up our watercolor line art doodle thing. I am sorry about the internet snafu earlier, but it seemed like it was something weird going on with Twitch's side of things, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. Don't forget to follow the socially links. Those will take you to the Ko-fi, the Instagram, the Blue Sky, because that's where we're at. We left Twitter, or X, or whatever the heck it is now. And we also have the link to the YouTube channel. So, everybody have a good evening. Thanks for joining today and giving a looky-see, and I'll see everybody tomorrow. Have a good one.